Welcome to second unit of EAA 551 Analytical Instruments. Unit 2, title is Chromatography. Here we are going to discuss about the principle of chromatography and classifications. Chromatography. What is the definition? It is a method by which a mixture is separated by distributing its components between two phases. The two phases are, one is stationary phase and another one is mobile phase. You can able to see from the diagram. The white color ones are stationary phase and the blue and green color one are the mobile phase. Okay. So after following some technique of chromatography, you can able to see the mobile phase is mobile one, the stationary phase molecules are not mobile one. Okay, and the enlarged view is also shown here, and after some time the diffusion occurs, and you can able to see here based on the density or based on the technique, the molecules or the constituents of the solute is going to be uh, it is taking different places. It is separated actually. Okay. The stationary phase remains fixed in place while the mobile phase carries a component of the mixture through the medium being used. What is a stationary phase? The stationary phase in a chromatography is a phase that is either a solid or liquid particle attached to a glass or a metal surface on which the components of the mixture to be separated is absorbed selectively. What is the mobile phase? The mobile phase in chromatography is a phase that is either liquid or gas that is passed through a chromatographic system where the component of the mixture are separated at different rates by absorbing them to the stationary phase. The term, this is the general explanation of chromatography or introduction to the chromatography. The term chromatography, chroma, a color, graph, to write, is the collective term for a set of laboratory techniques for the separation of mixtures. And chromatography involves a sample or a sample extract which is being dissolved in a mobile phase. The mobile phase may be a gas, a liquid or supercritical fluid. The mobile phase is then forced through an immobile, immiscible stationary phase. The phases are chosen such that components of the sample have differing solubilities in each phase. The component which is quite soluble in the stationary phase will take longer time to travel through it than a component which is not very soluble in the stationary phase but very soluble in the mobile phase. So, as a result, these differences in mobilities, sample components will become separated from each other as they travel through the stationary phase. The sample is transported through the column by continuous addition of mobile phase. This process is called elution. So, elution and eluted materials or eluted components will be subsequently frequently will be using this terminology. So, please make a note, and it is a 2-mark question also. The sample is transported through the column by continuous addition of mobile phase, and this process is called as elution. And this is the classification of chromatography. It is broadly classified on the basis of interaction of the solute to the stationary phase, on the basis of chromatographic bed shape, on the basis of physical state of the mobile phase. And the first one, that is the stationary phase, is divided into actually 4: adsorption chromatography, partition chromatography, ion exchange chromatography, size exclusion chromatography. No further classification. Okay, adsorption, ion exchange, partition, size exclusion, all are important big questions, right? On the basis of second one is on the basis of chromatographic bed shape, 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional. You can't expect the question from 2 or 3. Instead, you can expect the question from column photography and column chromatography, thin layer chromatography, and paper chromatography. And on the basis of mobile phase, liquid chromatography, then supercritical fluid chromatography. We are not going to discuss supercritical. Instead, liquid and gas is 2 important topic. Again, types: absorption chromatography, column is divided into column, thin layer, and gas solid chromatography. Column chromatography is a separation technique where the components in a mixture are separated on the basis of their differential absorption with a stationary phase, resulting in them moving at different speeds when passed through a column. It is a solid liquid chromatographic technique in which stationary phase is a solid, mobile phase is either a liquid or gas. The next diagram is clearly explaining you the column chromatography. Loaded sample, this is stationary phase. Mobile phase is also going to be added. We already clearly mentioned that the mobile phase is going to be added, continuous is going to be added, and stationary phase is already there. The bed is nothing but this instrument, we can call it as a bed. Okay, sample is going to be separated, and weaker interactions is going to reach the uh, final part, or it is going to be eluted first, and resolved bands is going to take much time uh, for elution. Okay, I hope you can able to understand. It's clearly explained. The stronger interactions is given in the yellow color, and weaker interactions is given in green color. So the green color, because it is not having much interaction with the solid phase, so it can able to move quickly, and it is eluted. So that is separation, right? Then the stronger interactions, because it's going to have some interaction with the solid phase, so it is taking much time. Then it is it also eluted. So in all the time we have to uh, add the mobile phase. You can able to see in all the diagrams the mobile phase is added, right? The uses: column chromatography is routinely used for the separation of impurities and purification of various biological mixtures. This technique is also used for isolation of active molecules and metabolites from various samples. It is increasingly used for the detection of drugs in crude